The Tiyanak in the forest. In a remote village in the north, there was a young girl named Maria. One afternoon, while walking home from their farm, she heard the sound of a baby crying coming from the dark forest. At first, she ignored it, but as she got closer, the crying grew louder. It sounded like a helpless child, abandoned and in need of help. Maybe there's a lost baby, Maria thought. She quickly moved toward the sound, unaware that a dangerous creature was waiting for her. As she got closer, she began to feel a strange coldness surrounding her. The trees seemed still, and the wind stopped. When she reached a clearing in the forest, she saw a baby lying on the ground, wrapped in a light blanket. The baby continued to cry, tears streaming down its face, as if calling for help. "Oh no, something must have happened to this child," Maria whispered to herself. Upon seeing the small feet, she couldn't resist and moved closer to help. But with each step she took, she felt a heavier presence around her. The forest had become eerily silent, as though all life had disappeared. She approached cautiously and reached out to touch the baby. But the moment her hand hovered over the child's body, it suddenly raised its head and looked at her. In its eyes, Maria saw not the innocent gaze of an infant, but the fiery, malicious eyes of a predator. Suddenly, the baby's face changed. Its cheeks turned into sharp fangs, and its mouth opened wide, revealing razor-sharp teeth. Blood splattered onto the ground as the creature revealed its true form, an abomination, a hybrid of a child and a monster. Its skin was cracked, like dry earth, with glowing sores scattered across its body. It had a hunger in its eyes, and the stench of death filled the air. Maria froze in terror. "No, you're not a baby," she screamed, but the Tiyanak crept closer, its long claws digging into her arm. "Come with me," the creature whispered, its voice like a cold wind. "An eternity of darkness awaits you." The Tiyanak crawled toward her, its body twisting unnaturally. In a flash, it leapt toward Maria's neck. She screamed, but before she could fight back, the Tiyanak sank its claws into her back, its fangs tearing into her flesh. The pain was unbearable, as if her life was being slowly drained away. The forest grew darker, and the trees seemed to close in around her. Maria's final scream was swallowed by the wind, and in an instant, everything was silent again. The crying baby was gone, and the creature had vanished. The next day, the villagers found Maria's lifeless body, covered in deep, bloody gashes. But the most horrifying thing was the look in her eyes, wide open in terror and pain, as if she had let out one final scream. To this day, when night falls, the villagers still hear the sound of a baby crying deep in the forest. The elders warn, never try to help the crying baby at night.